On this episode of Real Estate on the Rocks, we're going to talk about the things you should never post on social media.
Welcome to Real Estate on the Rocks, where you get top shelf real estate conversations served straight up, never watered down. Here's your host, Dave Snowberger.
That's right, I'm your host, Dave Snowberger, joined with
the co-host, Marshall Tucker.
It was super annoying this morning. I appreciate it.
It's the cold weather.
It usually gives me more material. So we also have the new guy, the Butcher himself, a.k.a. the Butcher, James Mendez. So
what's going on?
All right, not much, man. Let's get into it this morning. We were talking about just kind of some things that were standing out to us on social media. And just kind of, we're always shaking our head. It just kind of like those face plant palm moments, you know, when we read someone's stuff like, you should not post this stuff.
Oh yeah.
You know,
I see that through my feed all the time.
It became a topic. And so now it's a topic of one of our shows. And oddly enough, I read an article about it this morning that popped up because it was just kind of something like a good thing to do. So let's get into this list of never going to post. And then more than likely we'll follow up with an episode of what we recommend to post. Yep. And, you know, we'll just go from there, see if we can make a show out of this one, never post list. We're going to kick it off with the obvious. What do you think the number one is, Marsh?
Politics.
Can you read through my paper?
No, I wasn't even looking.
Now you're trying to. So yeah, politics. Why wouldn't you post about politics, Marsh?
They're very divisive. So
yeah,
you got people on both sides of the fence, and as soon as someone opens their mouth about it, then you got 10 people jumping down. And it's just not worth it.
Yeah. So I've learned to stay far, far away from politics. It doesn't mean I don't have empathy. It doesn't mean that I don't care about politics. It doesn't mean anything. But I would say that my friends and family and audience doesn't necessarily give a hoot what I care about politics. Politics wise.
I don't think your mom understands.
Let's not bring Pam into this.
Pam,
let's bring Pam into this. There was a point in time that
she's been thrown in Facebook jail how many times?
Yeah, exactly. I actually gone into her account. She left her phone on the table when I was visiting them, and I went in there and I marked her as basically private. That nobody could see anything she posts but herself. And then she started noticing that like even her audience, really wasn't responding anymore. And she wasn't getting any likes or any comments or really triggering anybody to jump into an argument with her. And so it was just kind of like she said, hey, there's something wrong with my phone. I need you to look at it. And I was like, nope, it's good. It's good. It's right where it needs to be.
For me.
It's right where it needs to be. And so she, of course, like reaches out to somebody else and they're like, walk her through it. And they're like, she's like, oh, Dave, my phone was set on private. Nobody was seeing anything. And I was like,
only me.
Who told you? Who told you?
I'm surprised she didn't blame you right away. Like, call you back. I know what you did, Dave.
Yeah. So, and the thing is most of our political views, they're not opposite of each other. They're just a little bit more aggressive than I would say I am. Just kind of, I just like to stay in the middle of the road on everything.
She goes for the kill.
She goes for the kill. So that's Pam. Don't look up Pam.
or was it, what was her name? Sue?
No, we'll leave it alone. And so, politics. James, why don't you post about politics? Because I know that we've caught you in the past commenting on political posts.
When he had his page private.
Right. And so when we had, a
little anonymity.
It's part of our team agreement, actually, is that I kind of limit the behavior that you can see on the public side. We have a brand to represent, and we never want to choose sides. We want to really try to, it sucks, please everybody, right? Yeah. And so you can't please everybody. We know that. However, we don't want to be divisive in any way whatsoever. So we limit our stuff on that. I told you before that I said something about, we had a congressman, I think, or senator, something like that, he was running for congressman, okay? And so, and he was going up against an opponent here, and when he was done and lost, he had spent $75 million. What a complete waste of money. Either way, either aisle you sit on, that's a complete waste of money. So that's a lot of money. They could have done a lot of good. And like I said, filled people's, paid people's thing. We're getting a little bit of political, aren't we?
I was going to say something like, I could buy back a lot of guns, but.
No. So I made a joke and I said, hey, just kind of like, what do we do with these signs? Do they go in the regular garbage or do we have to recycle them? And, it got a lot of responses and people thought it was funny, except for 2 or 3 people. And it cost me a listing. Right then and there, she knew, or she thought she knew which side of the political aisle that I laid with or whatever else. And they're just kind of like, and it was just a joke. However, some people don't take things as jokes, so you really have to limit those things. And I mean, I lost almost a $400,000 listing. That's a commission of $12,000. And I lost a friend. More important, I could really care about the $12,000, but it was like the friendship that I had from this person with high school.
So that's his
like
crazy
she just
part.
doesn't acknowledge me anymore. Yeah, and so I comment on her stuff or offer information, and you can see like I'll post something, and then you go back and look at her page, and like she liked everybody's and gave a response except mine. Mine just gets crickets.
Unfriended.
Hasn't unfriended me yet.
Oh.
Hasn't unfriended me yet. So maybe she'll cool it out.
Keeps your enemies close.
Yeah, there you go.
People trip me out how much they can be, believe in one thing and then completely discount everything else around them.
Yeah.
So my posts, like I don't normally post stuff like out, like saying, hey, these are my political beliefs. Most of the stuff is like talking to other people, getting their opinion on stuff, or sometimes they'll say something like, that's not correct, right? And like making comments like that. And then sometimes it provokes conversation. Sometimes people get upset, but I've had some people get really upset and other people jump in and like, whoa, slow down. He's actually just talking to you about the topic. He's not trying to influence or say anything, specific. He's just broadening like, hey, have you looked at it like this?
Yeah, but that's not even just
He's
politics.
gathering ammo.
Yeah, that's not even just politics. That's everything out there.
These specific posts were political posts, and I was just like, hey, keep in mind this things. Maybe you just don't know these things, and just kind of like make those conversations. And some people have taken that.
That's another one right there. I mean, we can jump right into religion. I mean, religion's another post
same
that,
kind of concept.
I mean, it's all over the board. I mean, I don't think there's a wrong religion. I don't think there's a right religion, and it's just really kind of your religion is your religion, and it really shouldn't be brought into the public space to be up for debate. You might feel passionate about it. Yeah. However, it's kind of something that I've always just not touched. I mean, I always make the jokes is that I don't do 3 things with friends, right? Or family is really, I don't talk politics, I don't talk religion, or I don't help them move.
Because I sold my truck.
Unless I could sell them a house, that's how I'll help them move. However, like I'm not showing up with my truck to help you move because the day I need to move, you won't be anywhere around. I've learned that mostly through friends, not necessarily family. Family's always been there, but friends are just they're fickle and they want you to help them and they're out. So it's just like I just decided to throw that one in there, and more for the laugh factor too. But it is true. Yeah. Drama. Oh, you're going to touch on religion still? Go ahead.
No, I was completely agreed. Like that's one of those are. I try and stay as away from politics as often as I can. Sometimes people say something dumb and it pulls me in. I can't. It's hard to avoid, but I've gotten a lot better with.
Well, you
and
I kind of butt heads about politics sometimes.
But
however,
it's just the way we view, like coming from different angles, and it's a productive conversation of this is what I think or this is what I understand, and then you kind of like, well, this is what I understand, and it comes from different point of views. It's not like I don't like you because of your views. It's I'm trying to understand better pieces of it.
Right, and I mean,
it's just different aspects.
Like coming from different angles is never bad. I'm always coming from the right angle, and you're always from the California angle.
Right. So right. Not accurate at all.
All right, so
no, that's funny. But those kind of conversations are good to have. I don't understand why people aren't more like that.
No, I like healthy debates, and I can see sometimes when I can see the conversation swinging to somebody that might be a little bit more passionate than I am, and then it just becomes a trigger point to where I want to push the person's buttons a little bit more. That's just been something ingrained in me from my father. It's just kind of like, oh, I've got this person by right here, and I'm just about to tip them over the edge. Let's see how far I can take it. So anyway, it's always fun. Drama. That's another one right there. Don't talk, don't post.
You know what my baby daddy did?
Oh my God. They're so...
No, I'm talking about just like airport drama. I mean, just about, flight taking too long, and screw United Airlines or JetBlue or Southwest or
anything negative like that.
I mean, just anything negative just represents you as a negative person. Now, you might see your friends doing it. However, they're not trying to really, I'm talking to real estate agents right now. I'm talking to salespeople that rely on the general public that might get to know you through social media. That's what I'm talking about here. So if you see other people doing it and say, well, he doesn't, blah, 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 well, he probably doesn't. His income's probably not based off people making decisions on how you represent yourself online. Yeah. That's what this is all about, really is well, I want to be authentic. I want to be genuine, and it's just like, cool, you can be authentic and genuine and leave off the drama. Because if you're making that argument and saying that I want to be authentic or I need to keep it real, that's what you're going to represent, that you're full of drama. That's going to be you. That's your representation that you're putting out there, that you don't get along with anybody.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I see negative post after negative post from realtors, and I see
Facebook
realtors
groups?
talking, oh my gosh. I see people, you know, I mean, memes out there. Somebody the other day put a Trump meme out there, you know, right? And so it just triggered the whole group. And he's like, man, I just posted it because it was a funny thing about, like, you know, like, that's not true or whatever it is, fake news. Like, it was something from Inman, and it was like, didn't seem like it was accurate. And they just went for a fake news thing, because who knows, when you see fake news, you have the representation of going with Trump, right? I'm sure that's all that person did. However, the whole post took a turn for the worst, and everybody wanted to lynch this guy. I guess I can't say that word, right? So, pitchforks. There you go. So, but I'm sorry, I'm not going to stop using a vocabulary. There's going to be nobody that hijacks a vocabulary. You know, just certain words in the vocabulary, I think, is a little bit ridiculous. But anyway, so pictures of food. Now, I disagree with this a little bit, however, because I'm
my favorite part of that article, we were reading through it, that stopped everybody like, what?
What?
You can't stop me from taking a great picture of a margarita.
They
I'm
said
sorry.
food, that's a lie. That's a lie.
Right. So pictures of food. I didn't quite get that then when you read further down the article, unless that represents your brand. Now we have Wilco Eats, you know, we have Wilco Savvy, and we do some things in our neck of the woods that are very specific to our community. And we do Taco Tuesday reviews, we do barbecue reviews constantly, hamburgers, everything else, and we post pictures. Now I rarely commingle them between my personal page and my vlog, you know, my food website or food you know, Facebook page, Wilco Eats. I rarely do that, but sometimes it just looks so damn good you have to. Yeah. You know, and so you have to put it out there. Like, I just put out the video from Heart Attack Grill when we were in Vegas for EXP Con.
That was the hardest burger I've ever ate.
Yeah, you had a single patty.
He had a quarter of what we ate.
Right. And so
literally.
Yeah, a 4-patty burger, basically a full is a quarter pound. So
I think so.
Full pound of meat.
I saw those spankings when we came in. I was like,
Yeah. I'm eating.
I got to save some room for a beer later, too.
I think our phones were getting blown up after posting that stuff. I mean, had everyone like, what is wrong with you guys?
Yeah.
Like, are you crazy? Like, well, kind of. Apparently.
We're starving for attention. No pun intended. You know, we need attention so bad, we're just going to destroy ourselves.
Try and die by food.
Yeah. But pictures of food, I kind of somewhat disagree with. If you're not into, you know, if you're not necessarily representing yourself as a foodie or posting it a lot, I think food pictures work well or work better on Instagram than they do on Facebook. You know, they don't work as well as on Twitter, or maybe they do. I'm not a huge Twitter fan.
Twitter.
I jumped back in there a little bit more recently. I think Twitter is more of like an everything kind of platform. Like,
I look at it as a news outlet almost.
There's a ton of that. You can, you know, direct message people or like directly engage with anybody of all levels. So yeah, you see a lot of food or activities or things like that, but it's such a broad spectrum that you really have to like look for things unless your feed is filled with the content that you normally go to, then it's a lot easier to, you know, find those topics.
Yeah, for sure.
It's all over the place.
So I do a lot of food. If you want to check that out, we have Wilco Eats on Facebook and Instagram. Instagram is obviously just all pictures of food and videos of food and some other fun stuff we do around the community. If you need ideas for social media of what to post, we're going to do a whole nother show after this one that we'll share a few days later. So we'll go through those at the end of the show. But the next one I have on complaints, which is back up there with drama, but I just kind of put in quotes that nobody cares.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about you complaining. Nobody cares about your drama.
About your struggling with the deal, your client that was a headache, the agent that was a headache, none of that stuff.
None of it. So, yeah, and you're never going to be able to fix any of this stuff because people are just going to post what they want because, once again, they're going to revert back to, I need to be real. And a lot of people, I have to be more sympathetic to this or have more empathy, is that a lot of people don't have an outlet to talk to. You know, when I was first in real estate, I mean, I was single.
He's not single anymore, y'all.
I was single. I lived by myself, and I was starting out a new business, and I really didn't know anybody in a rather big brokerage, right? And so I had no outlets to anybody to talk to. That's not meaning I went home and I spilled it, you know, on Facebook or whatever else. But I can certainly understand when people need to get things off their chest, they don't have an outlet to do it. And I mean, at the time, I didn't even have a dog, and so I couldn't go home and just have a conversation with a dog. I didn't even have a plant. I couldn't even do it with a plant. They
Man,
say
you
talk
got
to
like
the plants.
everything now. You upgraded your whole life. You got
No, I
my
got a plant.
You got plants in the office.
I got 4 dogs.
You got 4 dogs, a girl, kid.
I got a fiance.
team.
kid,
Man, you
yeah,
elevated
moving
the
up.
entire life.
the house. I mean, I got it all now. Yeah, all the bills. Yep, all the bills.
On
that
my
go with
way
it.
up.
Yep.
You know what I don't like seeing on Facebook when I log on? All those dog cruelty photos and videos trying to tug at your heartstrings, or what the cartel did to some people today, like the really
Stuff's
gruesome videos that you have to click on
Yeah,
just to watch. Is like,
But the funny thing is that you say that. However, you train your Facebook what to show you, so you obviously have been interested in those in the past. If those,
No. Those are people
I
posting
clicked on
that.
some
That's
some
not the
backyard
ads.
brawls.
Oh my god!
Like,
I was just gonna say, you don't
like
even
the
see my
brawls.
video list.
Yeah.
My video list is all kinds of stuff that I have no business
Yeah,
looking.
backyard brawls or police chases, like that's all that's in my stuff, or like these clowns that
Or
sit there
crash
in their car,
videos
like
and fails.
I'm not driving, sir. I'm traveling. It's like those guys are awesome. I love when
your
they just
supervisor.
get yanked out of the car. I saw a great one the other day where they bashed the window out and they threw a German Shepherd in there. It's like, you don't want to get out of the car? All right, German Shepherd's
can
going to
get
come
out
in and
now.
get you. I mean, I just like that's what's in my recommended videos. I'll go watch something great about like they found when an extinct animal, like they found a pair of them somewhere. I'm like, oh, that's great. And all of a sudden the next video comes up and it's a backyard brawl. I'm like, how does that even coincide with each other? But I've trained Facebook what to show me.
Yep.
And I don't know how to reset it because I'd rather not see all that crap because I actually do get caught up on the stuff and I'll sit
Oh,
there
they'll
watch
suck
it.
you in, and you're watching crash like fails and
Yeah.
car accidents and all. Man, that stuff's like a rabbit hole.
I had Kevin Hart the other day. Like every other video is Kevin Hart videos of like the top 10 funniest thing Kevin Hart's ever said on talk shows or a roasting talk show. And I was dying laughing. And I looked down and I was just kind of like, oh my God, I've been looking at my phone for an hour and 40 minutes.
Oh man,
I'm working on my phone. I promise.
Well, the girls weren't home. And I had sat there just kind of like to unwind for a minute. And next thing you know, it's like almost 2 hours later. I was like, holy crap. And I was just all these Kevin Hart videos, Kevin Hart and The Rock. If you guys haven't seen that
my
yet,
God.
go look at them imitate each other and interview each other as one another.
It's hilarious. They're throwing. I mean, they comment on each other's Instagrams and social media accounts. All platforms. They just go all in.
Yeah, they're pretty funny. But okay, so let's get down this thing right here. So these are some surprise ones that weren't on the list, but I'm going to add. And this is not just because I'm a fat kid. Gym or working out?
Wait, that's a don't add.
I don't add those.
I'm so tired of looking at those.
I do that occasionally.
It makes me tired just
break a
looking
sweat.
at them.
So would you consider that a only post if it's on brand kind of posts? And I don't mean like the you flexing in the mirror kind of stuff, but like workout pictures or athletic activity pictures that you're doing.
No,
would
I
you
mean-
consider that like not really post or only post or do not post unless it's focused or unless you're building your brand around that kind of thing?
I don't see many realtors do it, so I can honestly say that. I mean, there's this thing about documenting your journey, I guess.
Yeah.
Through, I mean, I go to the gym every morning. I go to Orange Theory every morning. I wake up and I think about it all the time, but I don't carry my phone in to the thing. I hide it in my truck, and just kind of. But I see people in there all the time. I see some girls in there. They sell some products, and they're online marketers, and they sell some weight loss products, and so they got flat out tripods in there. They've got these little, like what we have right here on the desk, like these little Manfrotto tripods out there, and they're watching them run. They're watching them doing rowing and things like that, and they're just kind of doing that stuff. And then I go and I was like, oh, I was there for that. Hey, there's Brittany again. She's doing all this stuff. Now I get that because that's her brand. That's what she's building. However, I have a friend that every other day logs on, and it's just like, today is buys and try day, and I have to, it's like every time I scroll through, I see the video of him like doing buys and tries, and I'm like, it's not interesting.
I got one friend like that.
Do you? And I'm sure, I mean,
I have a ton of with being in the military and stuff. I have a ton of friends who
All
are very
meatheads.
into. They're very into that stuff. So I mean, you can see their personal life stuff. Like I have a couple of friends who are real deep into IT stuff, and so they're geeking out on all kinds of networking and communication stuff. And then you see them at the gym, and they're just like going all in. Curling deadlifts, squats, just killing it.
yeah, I have a friend that's a
That's
real estate
crazy.
coach that he was a real estate coach. He broke off from a big coaching company, and we had talked all the time. He wasn't my coach, but we had talked all the time and shared ideas on things. And he just started posting workout posts. And then next thing you know, he's no longer a real estate coach. Now he's a personal trainer. And so now he's always repping his hats and his shirts, and he's come up with his own brand, and he's taken everything he knew from real estate and just moved it over here to this gym space where he's helping people lose weight and transforming lives and taking on 10 clients at a time. He's doing a great job marketing stuff, but if you go to his thing, you can see him doing like the correct things to do, and how to not hurt yourself in the gym and whatever else. Like I'm hurt right now from doing exercise improperly because just sheer laziness. But, like my back hurts. Like he can go run through all those things. And I mean, that's his brand now. So boom, mad respect for that. However, I don't care about the onesie twosies about you just going to the gym and showing me like every time you're flexing and whatever. There's like a fine line to me, it's just kind of like, okay, that's acceptable. That's goofy. So I just, my personal way.
Find a balance on the brand that you want to portray.
Thank you for articulating that. I appreciate that.
That's what I'm here for. That's actually one of our notes on the thing. Stick your brand you want to build for your business.
Is that what you were doing up there?
One that bugs me too. Now I've done this and I thought about this before I wrote it down, but
those are the best ones. Well, you should never do that. Oh, I do that.
Except for that I do it, right? So I'm the exception. I'm just kidding. Do as I say, not as I do. But like posting how far you went on your running
runs. My God, I do
on
that
your
all
runs.
the time.
You post them all the time?
I used to when I was doing. I've been slacking off on my running lately. But yeah, because I do a couple times a week. You don't pop
up on my feed. I just noticed you don't pop up in my feed. I need to go audit your Facebook real quick and your social media.
I pulled back a little bit just because there's just too much drama. It was just annoying me with a lot of the content.
There's only enough drama if you participate in it. Yeah. If you choose to ignore it, like
I've been Facebook
people.
No. I mean, if you go through my stuff's all lollygag. Like, once again, we won't go in because we wanted to do a separate show about what to post.
Yeah.
And this is what not to post. And just, I would love for people to add in on this stuff. If you want to add some things not to post, text us over at, Top Shelf at 88000 or leave it on the Facebook page, the Top Shelf Real Estate Agents Network. Leave it on there. Top Shelf Real Estate Agents is what it's called, right? And so,
while we're talking about things not to post, can we start leaving off that 1, 2, 3 and go and go and the claps and stuff?
You nailed it, bro. You nailed it. Yeah, there's nothing more annoying.
Top podcast and go.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, go.
Where am I going?
Just like, we're scrolling away.
Or the following, or the F, or the period. You click the 3 buttons.
I do it on purpose.
Follow the thread.
Oh no!
Oh my God!
I'll see like someone. I'll see somebody. Just kind of civilian. We'll call them civilian. Ask in our neck of the woods here in Austin, Texas, like or in Georgetown or Round Rock or something like that. Like looking for a great realtor. Blah blah blah. And so. And then you start seeing like there's 900 posts, and I'll just hop in there and put following, and then next thing you know, like 15 people like it, and then they're all other realtors just cracking up that I just keep putting following and just kind of like, this is very interesting. I'll just keep like asking questions and things like that, and then I really hate to say this because I love referrals. I absolutely love referrals. Marshall's huge in the referral network. James is getting up there in the referral market. We've got a couple different referral pages. If you want to be a referral partner, all you have to do is reach out to us at Top Shelf at 88000. We don't care what brokerage you're with. We just care that you give good service to any client that we give away, and we will do the same to you. However, in the referral world, what was I going to say? What was my point? Damn it.
If you have any referrals for us, make sure you reach out.
Top Shelf 88000 or join our group over at Top Shelf Agents Network or Top Shelf Real Estate Agents Network, whatever it is. But man, I forgot what I was going to say.
I don't know.
Anyway, anybody got anything to add of things not to say? And go.
Unless you're doing it intentionally, stop doing that. And
the following. Oh, that's what it was back on the referrals was people recommend me in these groups like, oh, hey, I'm looking for an apartment for $375 a month. And it was just like, oh my gosh, it's like,
me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Find it. Let me know. Right. And people will tag me in it. And I just want to reach out and strangle my friends that tag me in it. Just like, dude, don't post me in those things. Like you can't find anything in our area for less than $2,000 a month. Yeah. Why would you? $375? That's just not feasible.
My old apartment complex, $2,500 a month.
Yeah, maybe.
And I got a pit bull and an eviction, and I got a couple felonies. Can you help me?
I told you guys about the one I had.
Are you
was
being
a year and a half ago.
Insensitive to felons?
Oh my God, she had weapons and drug charges in the past 2 years. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh my, I can't help you. I don't even know. And I even asked just to make sure that I wasn't crazy. I asked a couple property management companies, what they thought. They looked at me like, that's a no. I was like, I'm just asking just to make sure I'm not crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I try to help out. There was one apartment complex we knew about way back when that would accept pretty much anyone, and there's people that have had unfortunate situations in their life, whether it be, wrongfully or they were rightfully convicted or whatever else. And I would just usually pass along the number instead of giving them a flat out no. Everybody needs a place to live. And so I try to be a little bit empathetic towards that, but a lot of times, I mean, there's not much I can do, It's like,
that's an apartment thing.
and especially these days, it's I'm not doing that much real estate, and especially on the rental end. I'm mostly a listing agent and I work with a buyer here or there from referrals.
Yeah.
I work all referrals personally myself, but I just don't do it that much, and I don't even know the rental market anymore. And I appreciate my friends throwing my name out there, but it's just like, a lot of times I just want to say like, stop it, stop it. And they don't know, they don't know what comes in real estate. They don't know that we
I
get
remember
paid off
my first
commission
year,
or-
I was like, yeah, buy, sell, invest, or lease, and it's like, I don't say that anymore.
Yeah.
I took that off my profile a while ago. I was like,
Dude, I don't even have
delete.
leasing on my computer, on my MLS anymore. I've shut it down.
I did.
know?
Well, because we've had a couple clients we had a couple sellers who had property that had been rented out, so we could pull the comps for that. That's
Right.
helped a couple
And I get
cases.
these agents, they tell me like, well, you need to work with everybody. That's against fair housing laws or whatever else. I'm like, no, it's not. Like, I can pick my clientele I want to work with, and I choose to work with sellers.
Trust me, I'm taking the classes. There's nothing in there that says you can't do. You have to do leasing.
Yeah. And so, I'll refer you to a great leasing agent, somebody that does.
Actually, they say don't do leasing unless you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
True.
They don't let you at some places.
That's what our old brokerage said. They didn't want really anybody doing leasing, and said you can do it, but we don't want to
Or
mess with it.
commercial.
They don't want to waste the man hours to run the invoices. You're on the other side of one of those right now where the leases don't pay.
Yeah.
It's like you
One out of area, $200. That's what I pay everybody. I was like, get the.
No, I was showing you some
I was like,
rental
man.
things up north, and it was like 3% or
Yeah.
it
something.
was 7%
I
of
think
the
I saw
lease.
There
commercial.
was one 3%. It was like
I think I
3%
saw a
of
commercial
the-
one that's 3% for some friends.
$20
I was like,
bucks.
Did you guys
You're
ask?
killing me.
That had to be a screw up.
No, there were 3%, 7%, 3%, $50, $20. It's Wild West up there for
Oh
leasing.
yeah. Well, I know up here, up the road, in Temple Belt and all those, they don't pay anything. They don't even put them
Well, I
in
was
the
talking
MLS.
about
Like everything's
Colleen.
like a pretty
That's what I
much
was
a
talking
pocket
about.
listing. Yeah, everything's pretty much a pocket listing.
Crazy.
How I understand it. But anyway, other things not to post, gentlemen. You got anything else?
Just find your craft your brand and stick to it. Things that would connect you with the customers that you are marketing towards.
Which we call your audience,
Yeah.
right? So, all right, let's get
My
out of here.
fans. I call them my fans.
All right, we a quick episode, 30 minutes in and out. 30 minutes in and out. That's a good one. My name's Dave Snowberger. We certainly appreciate you listening. If you need anything from us, you can always hit us at Top Shelf at 88000. We are EXP agents. We do talk about that a lot. We don't pound it into your heads. We don't want you to not listen to us because we're EXP agents. We really come from contribution as being agents first, and then our brokerage is a fantastic brokerage. If you want to know more about it, you can always text Join EXP to the same number, 88000. Mike Harrell, we got to pay some bills real quick. Mike Harrell is our man on the mortgage side. He makes a lot of things possible for us. If Mike can't do it, nobody can. That's why we call him Magic Mike. And you can also reach Magic Mike at 88000. We will put you in touch with him. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Leave a 5-star review if you can, and refer us to a friend, and send us all your referrals.
Yep.
You got a lot to do on your I just put you to work. You got a
Just
lot to
pull
do.
over, hit us up.
And go.